Hi everyone, I'm just going to give an update of my Specialized Tarmac SL6. I previously made a video when I first got a bike. That was like a complete stock bike. So now this video is about the after 1 year's time what I have upgraded to the bike. And personally I still feel this is a really good bike in 2021. You know, I like the design of the SL7, but I think it just looks a bit weird that it looks like an aero bike, but it's not really an aero bike. So personally, if I were to get another bike, I'll get the Venge, but unfortunately they don't produce that anymore. So let's start. I'll just probably run through from the front and go towards the back what I've upgraded. So starting from the cockpit, I've gotten the Enve carbon stem. Actually, I was experimenting with a few different handlebars because the stock one that came with Specialized was like a 40 cm. I have very narrow shoulders, Asian body, so that one was like driving a bus to me. So what I did was I went from the stock 40 to a 38. I bought like really cheap aluminum handlebars. I didn't want to invest in very expensive bars, so I went from 40 to 38, and 38 felt fine, but I managed to find a handlebar at 36. 36 cm handlebars are generally very rare. I think it's like women's size. Anyway, I managed to find the 36 and I really like the 36. But I noticed in pictures, however, when I was running the 36, when my hands are on the hoods, my elbows tend to kink out because I think it's trying to compensate for how narrow it is. So that's something to bear in mind if you want to go for very narrow bars. So coming back to the bars, these are the Enve carbon stems. This is not cheap. I think here in Singapore it's about $600. I got this in Malaysia in Johor for about 1,600 ringgit, I think. What I really like is because I'm running mechanical components, in a way it looks a bit cleaner that it is the cables are tucked underneath here, so it runs through here. But yeah, it's still a bit ugly over here, I know, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not a professional. So yeah, that's the Enve bars. So one thing to note about the Enve bars, this is a 36 on the hoods. However, on it kind of flares out at the bottom, at the drops. So I think the bottom, the drops is a 40. So from this angle, you can also see how the levers are kinking out. I really like this design. I think these are the only handlebars that have such a design where the hoods are 36 and the drops are 40. What else? Yeah, I didn't change anything on the components. I actually had a crash. You can see the scuff here. I just got this today. Okay, so sorry, coming back to the cockpit. It was an impulse purchase. I didn't check properly because when I got it, I felt extremely stretched out. I was running 100 mil stem. The thing about these Enve bars is I find that the reach is very long. Either that or my previous bars were just very short and compact. So this was so long that I had a lot of back pain. Not back pain, I felt the bike was too big for me. So I compensated it by putting a 90. I have not ridden on it yet. I just got this today. I got this second hand. It looks a bit ugly because I know the original stem for this is the SL7 stem. It comes with the cap and whatnot, but I don't care. This is a 90. I know a lot of people say 90 is too short for a road bike, but I think it looks okay. Like, yeah, who cares, as long as it fits me and I can ride okay. So I'm yet to try this out. So yeah, I compensated the reach by taking a shorter stem. So moving down, yeah, the frame is stock. What I did is I got this carbon bottle cages from AliExpress. 2 cages coming at a price about $30 Sing dollars. It just gets the job done. You know, I don't see a reason why you have spent so much money on fancy carbon bottles. Like, who cares, right? It's just to hold your bottle. I think it just looks nice. It's like a very glossy finish. Anyway, if it breaks, just get another one. It's really cheap. It's only $30 for 2. Oh, okay. So the biggest upgrades are the Enve SES 5.6. These are my first pair of I don't know. Are these like deep suction wheels? I think they are. It's extremely, I don't know, I can't really compare because it obviously is much faster than the stock 32, I think, the Rovel 32 wheel sets. And over here in Singapore, there's mostly like flat, so It really makes me feel really fast on these wheels. When I first got on it, I felt like, you know, maintaining anything above 35 kilometers per hour was very much a breeze. But however, I note that because of deeper wheels, like the acceleration is much slower. Yeah, that's the main difference, and it's with the Chris King ceramic hubs. I paid about 4,600 Sing dollars for these wheels. Someone actually pointed to me like, where are the nipples for this? And that was a very good question because I had no idea and I had to Google it. And I think it's somewhere inside they have some kind of design or technology. I'm not sure how Enve does it, but yeah, it's somewhere inside the hub. What else? Okay, I've replaced the hanger. It's because of a crash. It's some Chinese brand. It's only $70. So if you're running the Ultegra or any other Shimano RD, I think over here when I replaced it, I noticed there were like two separate components, two links here, and there's another piece and one more that connects there. However, with this Chinese brand, it's one piece. So when removing the rear wheel, it's a bit of a stress because I have to really push I don't know if this makes sense, but I have to really push the RD down so that the wheel comes off. Yeah. Okay, another big upgrade was I decided to get a power meter because I was riding quite a lot, and everyone tells me, you know, you should, when my friends are riding with me, they're telling me their watts and I have no idea what they're talking about because I don't have a power meter and I don't know how to read it. So I got this Quark. This is a 165 millimeter crank. I really like a very short crank. The previous ones I think were much more wider. I think it's longer. I think it's 1.7, 2.5. But once I switched to a 165, it's very, very good and fast. Anyway, yeah, it's a Quark with the D4 power meter. I think I bought this for about 1,200 Sing dollars. And what I did, if you notice, this is a Dura Ace chain. Obviously, this is an Ultegra group set, but I got the Dura Ace because it fits aesthetically really nice with the power meter. Because this power meter is designed for the Dura Ace, so it sits really nicely here. Whereas if you use the Ultegra, these positions here of the crank are like totally out, so it looks really extremely odd. So I just paid like, you know, I just bought this. I can't remember how much I paid. I think like $200 just for the outer chainring, but the inner one is still Ultegra. So yeah, all these are still Ultegra. I got like some titanium bolts. I just put it at some, you know, some places like my saddle here. My friend is running a business and he's selling all these titanium bolts. He just gave me a few. What else did I get? Yeah, and I bring a manual pump. I had really bad experiences with CO2, even though I carry CO2 with me. But yeah, I always bring this. Yeah, I think it's a lifesaver. I've like wasted so many CO2 canisters and it just doesn't inflate my tires. I think I'm just doing it wrong. I also have this mirror. Especially cycling in Singapore, some drivers are really crazy. The roads are narrow. I know it looks really ugly, but I know I'm just going to save myself, and I decided to get this. Unless I'm riding in a group the entire day, I'll take it out. If I'm riding alone, like riding to meet up friends for the group ride, I'll always bring this along with me. This is new, by the way. Yeah, not aero, but who cares? Saves lives. What else? I think that's about it. Yeah. Overall, I really am very pleased with what I've upgraded to my bike. I'm very keen to check out how does the 90mm work with the new setup. Thanks for watching.